Tonight, we venture beyond the realm of familiar nightmares into a legend born from ancient China, where death does not grant repose and the boundary between life and tomb trembles. I am Kiki, your guide through the shadows of folklore, and this is a tale of the hopping dead. Picture corpses bound in rigid decay, springing from their graves under moonlit skies, drawn by the breath of the living and feasting not on blood, but on Chee, the vital spark that animates us all. So hold your breath, steady your heart, for in these creeping legends it is the stillness you must fear. Welcome to Creature Features, when corpses hop.
In the forgotten highlands of Qing-era China, dusk settles like a veil over terraced fields and crooked pine. Crickets hush, even the wind seems to listen. Somewhere beyond the lantern glow of a lone road, a traveler's footsteps pause, as if the earth itself has drawn a sharp breath. For in these mountains, people still speak, in hushed voices, of a creature that returns when the boundary between Hun and Po is broken, the hopping corpse, the Jiang Shi. The traveler, an itinerant scholar named Shen, descends into Xiangfu, a village small enough that the river's whisper is louder than any market call. Earthen walls lean tiredly, doorways are bolted through the sun has scarcely set. At the ancestral hall he meets Elder Yuan, whose eyes tremble with sleepless dread. Without greeting, Yuan mutters, "The dead do not lie still here." A chill ripples through the slanted beams overhead. Inside the hall, candles sputter. Elder Yuan recounts an old transgression. A wealthy magistrate buried without proper rites, his coffin rushed home through storm and mud. In that hurried burial, Hun and Po never parted. Now villagers swear they hear stiff thumps in the night and find livestock drained of vigor, eyes glassy yet unmarked. The legend, once a fireside caution, has crossed the threshold into waking life. Darkness descends with unnatural speed. Shen lodges in a thatched guest room, yet sleep flees as a metallic scent prowls the air. From beyond the window lattice comes a peculiar cadence. Pause, thud, like a mallet striking earth. The lamp flame quivers. Somewhere nearby, a rooster screams at the wrong hour. Shen clamps his eyes shut, but the sound continues, insistent and patient. Unable to bear uncertainty, Shen parts the shutters. Across the courtyard, a silhouette jerks skyward, arms rigid, robes hanging like funeral parchment, then lands in silence. Pale jade skin gleams beneath a scholar's moon. Empty eyes stare forward, lidless. It is bound upright by death's rigor, yet it moves with inexorable intent. A Jiang Shi, hungry for the living breath called Chee. At dawn, Shen stumbles to the shrine on the hilltop where a traveling Taoist priest, Master Wei, has just arrived. Peachwood sword at his waist, yellow talisman strips fluttering like captive fireflies. Wei listens, eyes narrowed, then nods. "A wandering Po must be stilled," he says. He mixes glutinous rice with ash, chalking protective circles while murmuring copper-toned incantations. The village breathes again, for now. Wei and Shen descend into the family mausoleum of the long-buried magistrate. Dust, untouched for decades, now lies in smeared trails across stone slabs. Footprints that start, then vanish mid-hall. The sarcophagus lid is cracked. Within, scraps of brocade cling to empty air. A talisman once pasted to the brow lies shredded on the floor, ink still glistening as if freshly torn. Shen's lantern flickers, revealing claw marks in the marble stair. Night swallows the mausoleum entrance. A dry rasp echoes, the scrape of nailed boots that never flex. The Jiang Shi emerges from darkness, talon extended. Wei thrusts forth a mirror. Moonlight rebounds, stunning the beast. It recoils, arms stiff as wooden planks, but recovers with a rattling hiss. Shen feels warmth leaving his limbs, as though the air itself siphons his life. Only Wei's shouted mantra slows the creature's advance. Wei explains. Mirrors disorient, rice distracts, each grain must be counted by restless spirits, while sunlight ends the curse. He and Shen scatter white grains across the courtyard, hang copper bells to bait the creature, and rig a bamboo lattice to channel first light. They work silently, heartbeat matching the slow toll of Wei's handheld gong. Dawn is an hour away. Failure will mean exsanguination of every soul in Jiangfu. A low gong reverberates. The Jiang Shi answers, thudding into the courtyard, motion rigid yet swift. It lands among the rice. Immediately, skeletal fingers begin methodically plucking grains. Wei chants, voice weaving through cymbal chimes. Shen crouches behind lattice screens, hands trembling around a polished mirror panel, ready to strike. The sky pales from indigo to dove grey. As the eastern ridge ignites with gold, Wei hurls a talisman. It slaps onto the creature's brow. Characters blaze scarlet. Shen swings the mirror, reflecting the newborn sun straight into the Jiang Shi's eyes. A strangled croak, then smoke curls from its parchment skin. The corpse convulses, limbs cracking like old bamboo, before freezing mid-air. Sunlight floods the courtyard. In its warmth, the creature calcifies to dust, scattering across the counting rice. Silence returns, but it is a new silence, one that exhales relief. Villagers emerge, lighting bundles of sandalwood and sweeping the courtyard with willow branches. Wei seals the magistrate's coffin with red cinnabar lacquer, intoning final rites that echo like distant thunder. Shen watches the ashes mingle with rice, now bright as pearls, symbol of life reclaimed. Before departing, Wei warns that respect for the dead is the membrane holding the world together. Neglect it, and the membrane thins. Shen scribbles the tale into his weather-stained journal, noting every chant, every grain of rice. He will carry the story beyond these valleys, but the true weight of the lesson remains in Xiangfu's freshly sanctified soil. Years later, when Shen's parchment pages have yellowed, the tale of Xiangfu's hopping corpse will still drift across tavern tables and temple courtyards. It will caution children to bow twice at graves and remind elders to burn the proper incense. And on certain mist-thick nights, when hens crow at the moon, listeners will hush, remembering the sound that is not quite a footstep, not quite a heartbeat, pause, thud, pause, thud, drifting on the wind beyond the lantern's edge.
And so ends our journey into darkness, where the corpse rises, bent on draining the light from the living, not with fangs, but with an insatiable hunger for Chee. The Jiang Shi remind us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are those who lurk just beyond the edge of death, yet still bound by its chains. May this tale lodge in your mind, a whisper in your blood. Respect the boundaries, lest the hopping dead make their way to your door. Until next time, when folklore wakes again under moonlight, stay vigilant, stay alive. Good night.